Please be seated. Before we start our formal performance or agenda today, I'd like to reflect on the past week and say to those people who have suffered losses due to the flood Tuesday night, Wednesday, some of our faculty, our staff, our students, their families, their guests, many of the people who live in our communities who are trying to dig out from under the tragedy that happened. We wish you our best. Our hearts are with you, and we look forward to our community being returned to normal. On behalf of the University of West Florida Board of Trustees, I bring greetings and congratulations to the graduates and to their families. Today, your scholarly pursuits are realized. Your hard work, commitment, and perseverance culminate as you walk across this stage to receive your degree. Yet, your diploma is more than a piece of paper. It symbolizes a lifetime of opportunity. It shows your choice of a great institution, one that has your best interest at heart. It symbolizes your tenacity, preparedness for life's challenges, and your entrance into a scholarly realm. As trustees, we're dedicated to making certain that your degree from the University of West Florida continues to grow in value. But each of you play a significant role in enhancing that lasting value. Today is the end of your degree-earning experience, but the beginning of you representing your alma mater in all that you do. Enhancing a university is the work of all of us. Trustees chart the course along with the president and administration, and the faculty pursue the best possible teaching and learning experience for students, advance knowledge and understanding. So today, you begin to play a new role in this process. I hope you'll feel an obligation to your fellow alumni to make good on the promise of UWF through your work and your life. I hope you'll find inspiration in the lessons shared by today's commencement speaker, my friend, retired Brigadier General Michael Ferguson, who had a stellar career in the U.S. Army before becoming a partner in a successful Pensacola law firm, and currently serves as the civilian aide to the Secretary of the Army for the state of Florida. General Ferguson is a sixth-generation Pensacolian dedicated to serving the Northwest Florida communities. He invests in UWF by sponsoring student success through involvement with the College of Business and Military and Veteran Resources. You see, the value of a UWF degree is defined by our collective work as institutional leaders and contributors, just as much as the life's work of our alumni. Education changes lives, and every one of you is changed for the better. Just as your university has changed and grown during your time here, so have you. I hope you'll continue to dedicate yourself to embodying the finest spirit of a UWF graduate as you move forward. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, we congratulate all of you. Thank you. It's now my pleasure to introduce the President of the University of West Florida, Dr. Judy Benz.
Good afternoon, and welcome to this wonderful commencement ceremony. The house looks great. I know everyone here is happy, and so are we, but nobody's happier than you all. I first would like to introduce to you the members of the Platform Committee. Of course, you know, please stand when I call your name. Our Chairman, Louis Baer. Right. Trustee Jay Patel. Trustee and Student Government Association President, your President, Chris Hill. Our other platform guests include Dr. Martha Saunders, Provost and Vice President, Dr. Kevin Bailey, Vice President, Student Affairs. Aha, your Vice President. Dr. Kim Brown, Vice President and Chief of Staff. Dr. Brendan Kelly, Vice President, University Advancement. Dr. Susan Stevenson, Vice President, Business, Finance, and Facilities. Dr. George Ellenberg, Vice Provost. Dr. Michael Huggins, Dean, College of Arts and Sciences, your college. Dr. Iman El-Sheikh, Associate Dean, College of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Greg Lanier, Associate Dean, College of Arts and Sciences. Whoa! Dr. Richard Podemsky, Associate Vice President for Research and Dean of the Graduate School. Dr. Tom Westcott, Dean of General Studies. Mr. Bob Dugan, Dean of our Libraries. Ms. Susan Shaw, Director of Emerald Coast Campus. Dr. Kathy Johnson, University Marshal. General Michael Ferguson, our honoree. Our readers today, who will read each and every one of your names, will be Dr. Brendan Kelly and Dr. Jocelyn Evans. Let's give them all a hand. Thank you. Now, thank you. Right. A university commencement is a special occasion. And with Mother Nature's, once again, intervention, we had the 500-year flood during finals week. You can't have it at a worse time. At no other time are students more stressed, are the faculty under more pressure, is the schedule more rigid, and we have commencement to boot. All the families, all the travel plans, all the moving in and out. And I want to personally thank, and for you to know, that we made it work. Provost Saunders said it will happen. We closed for one day. Those finals have been rescheduled. I personally know faculty that have given their exam 5 times because students could not make it the other 4 times, and being flexible. Had a call center for emergencies manned by someone from each of the colleges. This was an extraordinary effort that the faculty, the staff, and the students went to make the finals happen in 4 days instead of 5, to have commencement happen on time, on date, and I want you all to thank them and thank yourselves for all of your efforts to make this happen. I could not believe I was closing the university in the middle of finals. At any rate, it is a special occasion. We're all here and it all worked. It's special because it tells the story of a university. The people who emerge from it tell the story and create the history of a university. And today, the history of UWF is told through the story where you came to UWF, what you are now and what you will become. We are graduating 1,678 undergraduate and master's students today, as well as 11 doctoral students. Each of you will have a special place in UWF history. We are in the business of transforming lives by providing you with a high-quality education that will serve you for a lifetime. You are different than when you arrived here. You are wiser, you're stronger, and you are more tried and true. You have an education that will open doors and create opportunities never before realized. You, today, add to the history of your alma mater, but that is just your beginning. We are growing UWF. You've heard me say that before, but it takes on a special meaning at commencement. And when I say growing, I'm really not talking about enrollment. What I'm talking about is the concept of the University of West Florida, how we see ourselves, just as much as how others see us. Universities are large, complex organizations. They only become larger and more complex as they advance and mature, making bigger contributions to the region they serve and also becoming more essential to the economies in which we are located. At UWF, we have had to understand challenges and opportunities of institutional growth and maturity through the experience of it. We are young as an institution at 47 years old, and as with all young adults, sometimes success takes 2 steps forward and 1 step back. But every single day, we continue to invest in providing a high-quality academic programs, expanding opportunities for students, and trying to enhance you, the students, through the products of a higher education. Growing and enhancing a university requires dedicated professors and scholars that go to bed tired at night because they are wholly committed to ensuring that you have access to the best learning experience and resources that can be allowed. It requires a dedicated staff who works tirelessly to ensure that all parts of the university run in a way that best serves the students and the community. It requires dedicated executive leadership who work endlessly to ensure that we act strategically, that we gain new sources regularly, and invest wisely and remain true to ourselves. It takes a visionary board of trustees to ensure that the traditions of higher education are honored, advanced, and celebrated. And it takes community partners, and we can't do it alone. Most importantly, it requires a history of students who work hard, who take their work seriously, and who are focused on transforming their own lives through the products of their work in education. And I think that describes UWF students very well. UWF has all the essential ingredients and components for institutional success. For you as graduates, you do not stop sharing in that success today. You become an essential part of it. The contributions you make with your work and your life as servant leaders, professionals, entrepreneurs, public officials, and community members will shape your story and the history of the University of West Florida. You are the future of our institutional history. Nearly 50 years ago, UWF quietly emerged in the woods of Pensacola. Just like commencement, it was a beginning, not an end. And we all will write the future of this institution and what it means to Northwest Florida as a region together. Thank you for being part of the University of West Florida now and forever. Congratulations. Now, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Martha Saunders, will present the candidate for our honorary degree.
Madam President, I have the honor of presenting General Michael Ferguson to receive the honorary degree, Doctor of Humane Letters.
No, put him first, then I read. Come over here. The honorary degree is a standard by which universities recognize distinguished individuals for distinguished performance. The honorary doctorate is regarded as the highest form of recognition that a university can bestow. The profiles of a recipient of this high honor fit General Ferguson perfectly. I am proud to be able to speak about his accomplishments of his life. He is a distinguished and highly decorated Brigadier General in the U.S. Army. He now enjoys the distinction of being a partner in a prestigious and long-standing Pensacola law firm. General Ferguson received his Bachelor of Science degree in military science from West Point Military Academy. He earned a master's degree in international relations from American University and a master's degree in business management from Central Michigan University. And General Ferguson earned a Juris Doctorate degree at the University of Florida's Levin College of Law. His career with the U.S. Army included tours in Germany, just stand there, Vietnam, Korea, and Japan, where he served as Deputy Commanding General. One of his commanding generals said about General Ferguson: he is guided by duty, honor, and country, and does not equivocate in pursuit of these high ideals in his daily work. General Ferguson has received over 30 awards, including the Distinguished Service Medal, the Legion of Merit, the Bronze Star, Meritorious Service Medal, National Defense Service Medal, Humanitarian Service Medal, I'm not done, Republic of Vietnam Cross of Gallantry, the Distinguished Service Medal, and the Purple Heart, just to name a few. Yes. In his law career, after he retired from being general, General Ferguson has practiced international business law, commercial litigation, intellectual property, and sports law. He has even been a certified National Football League player agent. The general was also appointed by the President of the United States to serve as a senior civilian aide to the Secretary of the U.S. Army, acting as a liaison between the Army and the civilian community in the state of Florida. In service to his alma mater, General Ferguson is a member of the University of Florida Law Center Association Board of Trustees. He's also a member of the UWF Military Community Policy Council. In addition, he holds other notable leadership roles in the university and civic organizations. He was recognized by the Florida Senate in 1998 as an outstanding citizen. The Pensacola High School, his alma mater, inducted him into their Hall of Fame in 2000, and he and his wife are both Rotary International Paul Harris Fellows. A particular note of his service to the UWF College of Business for almost 2 decades. General Ferguson has served as a chairman of the College of Business Advisory Council, providing advice and counsel to the 5 college deans. He has led a distinguished group of alumni, business and community leaders through 3 successful AUCSB accreditations, numerous strategic plans, reorganizations, and capital fundraising. General and Mrs. Ferguson have also established a UWF endowment fund for children of veterans and has provided critical financial support to numerous UWF students. They are sponsors of the Patriot Education Books for Santa Rosa County, and they are major donors to the Santa Rosa and Pensacola Veterans Memorial and the Army POW MIA Memorial Bench in Pensacola's Veterans Park. General Ferguson exemplifies the value of caring, collaboration, integrity, and stewardship. His service to his country, profession, and community exemplifies the standards for excellence in character, extraordinary achievements, and contributions to UWF and Northwest Florida. I would also like to recognize General Ferguson's family, some of whom are here today. His wife of 52 years, Jane, their daughter, Kathy, son, Michael Jr., daughter-in-law, Hega, 2 grandchildren, Elise and Connor. General Ferguson, by the power that is vested in me, by the Board of Trustees, by the University of West Florida, and by the sovereign state of Florida, I'm almost done, I hereby confer upon you, honoris causa, the degree Doctor of Humane Letters with all of the rights and privileges appertaining to that degree. No, they're good.
You want me to talk?
Yes. No. General Ferguson is going to give us the commencement address.
I don't know what to say after all that, except I'm glad you got that out of my hands. I was about to drop from it. Thank you, Madam President. I appreciate the honor. I was going to talk about an hour and a half, but I think I'll cut it down to 5 minutes. Commensurate with all those out here eager to hear a lot more talk, I will say a few things, though, and I will try to cut it down a little bit. I know the most important words you want to hear, or I'll keep this speech short. But I've got to say a few things. Otherwise, I would not earn this honorary doctorate degree. But I'd like to thank the trustees, President Vince, Provost Saunders, Vice President Kelly, Assistant Vice President Blodgett, all the deans for this honor. Also the 6 deans of the College of Business and 5 professors of military science that I've worked with over the years, as well as the Army units, ROTC, Army cadets, Director of the Military Resource Center, all the faculty, as well as friends at UWF and my law firm who are here today. Most importantly, thank God and my wife for 52 years, along with my children and my family, for putting up with my shortcomings, my endless deployments on the East German border, Vietnam, Korea, field training exercises, endless days and nights in the Pentagon and the National Military Command and Control Center, and over 30 moves or TDYs, often entailing long periods away from home. They're the ones that serve more than I. And if I miss anyone, I apologize, because I've had lots of help and I've had God's blessings just to stay alive this long. And as I mentioned, before to a few, here's to the NVA and the BC for not only being good shots, but bad shots many times. Now, my congratulations to all you graduates, without whom I would not be here today, without which this great university in our nation could not persist and continue to grow. I will, after saying that, say I have 2 main objectives of this talk to you today. The first is to remind you to start this part of your life by realizing that you could only have this life through the benefits granted you by this great nation. God has also been good to me by allowing me to serve this nation for almost 58 years. The point is, you must remember to serve this nation with a spirit of duty, honor, and country. Such service is epitomized by our veterans who have served and who still serve by their sacrifices. And at this time, I'd like anyone who has served, is serving, or a veteran to please stand up in any way. Stand up. Be recognized. Be recognized. And how about the families of those veterans? Would you stand up? Sons and daughters, brothers and sisters, parents, you stand up and be recognized. I want to tell you that all who support serve, and I thank you for your service. President Vince, as a token of my esteem for your service and support, I want you to come up here, man. Yeah. I want her to make sure that everybody knows she has served. Okay? This towel, Army Strong, I expect her to have on the beach as she lays out. And I expect this to hang in a place of honor.
All right. Thank you. You're so bad.
And now you're a member of Ferguson's Army, and we expect you to serve well for the duration. I want to say that I'm reminded, when I give this, of warriors. And Heraclitus described centuries ago warriors in his tome called In Battle. He said, out of every 100 men, 10 should not even be here. 80 are targets. 9 are real fighters. And we are lucky to have them, for they make the battle. But the one is a warrior, and he will bring the others back. President Bentz is one of those warriors. Thank you, President Bentz, for all you do. Now, my second objective here is to point out 7 lessons learned from my experiences, which may help you to turn knowledge, which you learned at UWF, into wisdom. And I want you to remember, knowledge is knowing a tomato is a fruit, and wisdom is knowing not to put tomatoes into a fruit salad. So what are these lessons learned? First lesson, I want you to take this with you, always. You can't get anywhere without help from God and others. And it doesn't hurt to say the 23rd Psalm now and then when you feel all is lost. I cannot deny I have said that psalm many times, said it right up here when the president was going through this dissertation to give me this honorary degree. A second lesson is contained in a 1959 song titled, That's Life. It goes, I've been a puppet, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, a pawn, and a king. I've been up and down and over and out, but I know one thing. Each time I find myself flat on my face, I pick myself up and get back in the race. I want to tell you that is important. Pick yourself up every time you fall down. My third lesson is appreciate obstacles. From growing up on a clay road on East Booby Street in a 4-room house my dad built before he was killed in action in World War II, to delivering papers here and working at Bogan Company, hauling pipe and bathtubs, to graduation from the class of '56 at PHS, to competing for a Sons of Deceased Veterans appointment to West Point, to grueling training in the Army and infantry, airborne, ranger courses, and confronting enemies several years on the German border during the Berlin crisis, several years in Vietnam, including Tet 68, to commanding the DMZ Brigade in Korea, as well as commanding another brigade in Fort Polk, and working through the night at the National Military Command and Control Center in real-life nuclear war attack procedures. I found every obstacle could be an opportunity. The corollary to this third lesson is what doesn't kill you will help you survive and grow. The fourth lesson is do your best for your career and for family and friends. It may sound easy at first, but I've found, particularly in today's disjointed and complex world, those two things are hard work for we mere mortals, particularly if you aspire to be a leader. That's no easy position. The fifth lesson is I would suggest that all use a simple paradigm to approach even the easiest or most complex task in life. That paradigm is to plan, to prepare, to inform, and to supervise. If you do those things with each task, you will be successful. If you don't, you're going to fail. I can almost guarantee that. And lives can be lost or ruined if you do not plan, prepare, inform, and supervise. The sixth lesson is always set your standards high. Take on the toughest tasks. Make yourself physically and mentally strong so you can be the best leader and person you can be. Above all, never, never, never give up. That's your key to success. You have proved already that you have that kind of guts. Thank you. Now to emphasize the seventh and last lesson, which I know you're all happy for. Perhaps General George Patton said it best when he said, "You cannot be disciplined in great things and undisciplined in small things. Brave, undisciplined men," and that's women too, "have no chance against the discipline and valor of other men." So be disciplined. Be disciplined in everything you do. These are my 7 lessons to you to take, to go forward, to create, to perform, to execute, to do in the years ahead. I hope I left this short enough, but I've embedded some lessons of survival as you receive your degree and begin to step out to a brave new world, a new life, and great success. I'm very proud of you, just as I know all your friends and loved ones are today. And one more round of applause for all these graduates today. One final note, and this is more important than anything. Say thank you to your family, your professors, your friends, those who have helped you reach this significant moment. You may never have another chance to say thank you, and your education is the true mission fulfillment of their life purpose. You've stuck to it, you've created, you've executed, you've done what they desired above all. God bless you, keep you, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you for having me today.
What a guy. He's a real American hero, and we're blessed to have him in our community. Now, I think it's time to hear from your Student Government Association President and Trustee, Chris Hill.
Good afternoon, fellow Argonauts. Congratulations. We as college graduates have just reached a major milestone in our lives. But to put that milestone into perspective, according to the United States Census Bureau, of the population that is 18 years or older, only 18.75% of the population holds a bachelor's degree. 7.4% hold a master's degree, and only 1.5% hold a doctorate degree. I am proud to say we have accomplished what so many others have not. In a few minutes, you will walk across this stage, hold up your degree, and let every friend and family member scream your name in excitement. But first, I want to remind you all of some of the great advancements this university has accomplished since 2010. In 2010, the Skylab, the Heritage Hall, and the School of Science and Engineering, as you guys know, Building 4, were constructed. In 2011, the Student Wellness Center and Applied Science Technology buildings were constructed. In 2012, President's Hall and the College of Business buildings were finished. That means that there have been 5 new buildings in 4 years. Can you guys remember when the students erupted as Dr. Bentz announced that UWF was getting a football team by 2016? Because I do. The football team will be joining our powerhouse athletic program. Since 2010, UWF has achieved 2 national titles, one in men's baseball and one in women's soccer. But UWF has also won 23 Gulf South Conference championships. That's impressive. This university is growing and molding students across the country. The professors seated behind me have given you the resources you need to succeed and compete against other graduates across the world. I want to wish you the best of luck in continuing your aspirations. You have met students from all over the world and gained friendships that will never be broken. Networking by joining student organizations, playing Division II or intramural sports, or even forming study groups will be very beneficial in life. Go out and find your passion. Get great jobs. Give back to the economy and remember what this institution has done for you. It has been a pleasure serving as your student body president, and I hope to see you guys at the football games in 2016. Thank you, and go Argos.
Now, I take pleasure in presenting to you the Associate Vice President for Research and Dean of the Graduate School, Dr. Richard Podemski, for the presentation and hooding of our Spring 2014 graduate degree candidates.
Will the candidates for the master's degrees in the College of Arts and Sciences please rise?
There they go.
Madam President, these candidates have been recommended by their faculties to receive their respective degrees upon completion of all requirements.
By the authority that is delegated to me by the faculty and the Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the master's degree to which you are entitled and welcome you to this ancient and honorable company of scholars. Graduates, please come forward.
Hans Benjamin Bjornstad, posthumously. William Paget, posthumously. Barbara Reben.
Tamara Powell.
Laura Herbeck.
Dolph Todd.
Shannon Dillard.
Kelly Bennett.
Lauren Ann Walls.
Jasmine Turk.
Daniel Haddock.
Sarah Rupnarine.
Amanda Lawson Cullen.
Gary Graves.
Natalie Ray.
Kelly Manning.
Martha Ty.
Catherine Jean Harnish.
Mary Catherine Eddins.
Nick Bugas.
Carrie Powell.
Kimber Bogan.
Lindsay K. Boitnott.
Christina Gutierrez.
Richard Ames.
Kayla Dupero.
Michael Lawhorn.
David Harris.
Aki Masunaga.
Maria Evdokimova.
Joseph Tarnecki.
Marianne Johansson.
Aaron Hunter.
Sean Lampron.
Caitlin Houghton.
Karen Holterman.
Marth Covell.
Claire Shipman.
Richard Bryant.
Heather Policicio.
Diane Hurd.
Georgia Washington.
David Scholl.
Kelly Settergren.
Eric Golden.
Fiona Mowbray.
Gary James III.
Julia Andahar.
Zara Hussein Ali.
Karen Angel.
Anthony Rosenbaum.
Kenari Guest.
Jody Gray.
Curtis Fox.
Jamie Gillespie. Justin Norris. Morgan Sellers. Whitney Lauren Tipton.
Madam President, this year we have a unique opportunity to honor a student who embodies the highest qualities that we celebrate at UWF. Samantha Rodswick first graduated from UWF in 2010 with a double major in advertising and public relations. Today, we celebrate her completion of a master's degree in strategic communication and leadership. In addition to earning a 3.93 GPA, Sam has led numerous community projects as a student at UWF and has served as a volunteer and intern with local nonprofit organizations. These include the Boys and Girls Club, the Center for Independent Living, local schools, Miracle Camp, and others. For her master's project, Sam is launching a nonprofit organization to provide recreational and social opportunities for children with physical disabilities. Please join us in honoring Samantha Rodswick.
Incredible. She's a wonderful person. We're blessed to have had her as a student. Now, I take pleasure in presenting to you the Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, Dr. Michael Huggins, who will in turn present the candidates for the bachelor's degrees. Right.
Will the candidates for the bachelor's degrees in the College of Arts and Sciences please rise?
There goes the house. Right.
Madam President, these candidates have been approved and recommended by the College of Arts and Sciences faculty to receive their respective baccalaureate degrees upon completion of all requirements.
By the authority that is delegated to me by the faculty and the Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the bachelor's degree to which you are entitled and extend to you all of the honors, the privilege, rights, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Graduates, please come forward. All right, here we go.
Preston Nobles.
Mary Hood.
Paul Miller.
Bradley Letourneau.
Christopher Marco.
Amanda Diamond.
Sean Means.
Keegan McHugh.
Mark Spadero. Jackie Garner.
Nick Tafuri.
Aaron Cuneo, cum laude.
Audrey Robney.
Taylor McLemore.
Heather Smooky.
Shelby Crisco.
Brianna Davis.
Lisa Morrow, cum laude.
Eric Randolph, summa cum laude.
Ashley Hayes.
Kaylee Beckman.
Alexia Greer.
Joseph Peebles.
Elizabeth Allgood, magna cum laude.
Summer Adams, summa cum laude.
Gregory Russell Strasburger.
Corey Reagan, cum laude.
Brandon Dominguez.
Seth Levens, cum laude.
Devin Acosta.
Ashley Ray Ward.
Laura Geschke.
Justin Powell.
Rory Cox.
Ariel Leacock.
Morgan Arnett, magna cum laude.
Robert Reed Emin.
Courtney Kane. Brittany Morgan, cum laude.
Dong Hyun Pyun.
Drew Kennedy, magna cum laude.
Brittany McLean, cum laude.
John Kennedy, summa cum laude.
Amanda Williams.
Jennifer Cantor.
Eliana Gilmartin.
Alexandria Hillman.
Kendra Chandler.
Enrique Ibarra.
Brittany Riley.
Candace Coates, cum laude.
Taylor Morrison, cum laude.
Sarah Jackson Perez.
Caitlin Fritcher.
Catherine Cooper, sum laude.
Katura Hall.
Rachel Marie Moffett, cum laude.
Danielle Faye Brown, cum laude.
Destiny Elaine Howard, summa cum laude.
Chelsea Switzerlet, cum laude.
Catherine Craves, magna cum laude.
Ashley Jackson.
Ruby Stillions, summa cum laude.
Samantha Fields, magna cum laude.
Avery Green Jr.
Caroline Rowe, summa cum laude.
Julie Marie Augustin.
Avery Warensjold.
Amy Miller.
Kristen Halustik.
Samantha Preen, magna cum laude.
Brittany Kinsey.
Celine Morphine Cepeda.
Second Lieutenant Raven Lopez, cum laude.
Aaron Garcia.
Abby D., magna cum laude.
Jennifer Armstrong, magna cum laude.
Allie Laughlin, magna cum laude.
Shelby Barrow, summa cum laude.
Lieutenant Candace Garnon.
Sarah Perdomo.
Lieutenant Catherine Fajardo.
Kaylee Thomas, cum laude.
Stephen Bailey.
Matthew Lothar, magna cum laude.
Ian Griffith.
Jordan Jensen.
Ashley Brown, magna cum laude.
Kelsey Nineheis.
Kevin Arsley.
Denisha Merriweather, cum laude.
Tarnice Wiley.
Pearl Monsu, cum laude.
Meyer Levy, cum laude.
Andreal Johnson.
Nicole Clyett, cum laude.
Carmen Young.
Danielle Mash, summa cum laude.
And that was Cameron Young. Patrice Webster, magna cum laude.
Jane Montavon, cum laude.
Shannon Hemmings, cum laude.
Elizabeth Powers, magna cum laude.
Winston Crandon.
Felicia Wharton.
Gary Bell.
Heather Bilquist.
Adam Landon, cum laude.
Stephen Medeiros.
Craig Kermis.
Matthew Guernsey.
Daniel Knox.
Megan Torrance.
Shelby Clark.
Inar Ibrahim.
Lee Pape.
Gia Qureshi.
Catherine Sims.
Joseph McPalmer.
Andrew Willard, cum laude.
Lindsay McKimbry.
Amelia Dodgett, cum laude.
Christopher Casada.
Aaron Maloney.
Branwyn Holmes.
Heather Edelman, cum laude.
Joseph Flaws.
Maxwell Jordan Nadseti, magna cum laude.
Lena Ibrahim, magna cum laude.
Michael Sobleski.
Tia Jarvis, magna cum laude.
Cody Childress.
Deke Bloom, summa cum laude.
Michael Joseph Cassoni.
Tia Vargas.
Benjamin Stewart.
Serafina Gregory.
Michael Solomon.
Megan Schill, cum laude.
Anthony Martin.
Oliver Vu, cum laude.
Harrison Slayton, summa cum laude.
Kimberly Schellenberger, cum laude.
Matthew Reyes.
Gina Pastorella.
Samuel Fleming.
Zach Lewis.
Daniel Irizarry, cum laude.
Rachel Dragon.
Brian Dickens.
Travis Terrio.
Duncan Calvert.
Cheyenne Hunt Alderson.
Robert Fortenberry, magna cum laude.
Christian Pacheco, magna cum laude.
Damiana McCrone.
Alex Scanlon, cum laude.
Allison Gale Gregory.
John Spitznagel, magna cum laude.
Jennifer Harris.
Laura Vunkanen, magna cum laude.
Robert Hakey, cum laude.
Jefferson DeSantos, magna cum laude.
John Philip Setterstrom.
Patrick Rhodes.
Che Hicks.
Everett Lucas.
Michelle Richol, summa cum laude.
Ryan Whitwell.
Lindsay Sigler Dickinson, summa cum laude.
Sunita Cerro.
Philip Gammon.
Zachary Leedy.
Jason Hicks.
Bradley Williams.
Victoria Davis.
Katie Lee Brown.
Christopher Horak.
Alyssa Altonen.
Michael Kinkey, cum laude.
Benjamin Pauline.
Megan Laura Morrison.
Matthew McFadden.
Haley Chenard, magna cum laude.
Vincent Armand.
Nicole Campbell.
Hannah Jordan.
Lauren Smith, magna cum laude.
Ambria Johannesson.
Jordan Self, magna cum laude.
Kaylee Calagero.
Christopher Thrasher, cum laude.
Corey Pietrangelo.
Alex Pickrell.
Matthew Harper.
Megan Morris.
Kathleen McAllister.
John Hancock.
David Feliciano, summa cum laude.
Corey Kennedy.
Samira McKay.
Anna Plevek.
Heather Graham.
Jasmine Pacheco.
Marshall Webb.
Kirsten Holly.
Laura Carr.
Lee Phillips, summa cum laude.
Iman Carter Ogab, magna cum laude.
Gavin Williams, summa cum laude.
Rebecca Gilmore, magna cum laude.
Christopher Foltman.
Kayla White, cum laude.
Wesley Sullivan.
Garrett Griffin, cum laude.
Andrew McRae.
Garrett Krall.
Aaron Salazar.
John Stevenson.
Margaret Gordon.
Stephen Chase Oswald.
Melissa Moreda.
Abby Lalina.
Lindsay Lauber.
Amy Thurston.
Anna Bauer, summa cum laude.
Tanner Hetherington.
Antonio Jenkins.
Jelaine Kranz.
Jasmine Holiday.
Gabrielle Kilgore, cum laude.
Lolita Davis, cum laude.
Ashley Daly, cum laude.
Carlos Spears.
Ashley Long.
Billy Robinson.
Rebecca Stewart, cum laude.
Gabrielle Garrett.
Stephanie Langase.
Hannah Hayes Weinstein, cum laude.
Rebecca Grace Rayleigh, summa cum laude.
Mary Mitchell Hartshorn.
Alexander Carroll.
Kristen Land.
Spencer Preston.
Tanisha Carr.
Tyler Johnson.
Raina Nichelle Moore.
Christian Strubing, magna cum laude.
Barbara Ashley Bockwith.
Nathan Cooper.
Charbel Boutros.
Liznita Joanne Sellis.
Blake Holtzen, cum laude.
Rafael Isaac Reyes.
Ayumi Yamazka Ward.
Jacob Alexander Hunter Stevens.
Samuel Hemken.
Matthew Pardo, cum laude.
Stephanie Lukers.
Lawrence Terrell Williamson II.
Jesse Blakely.
Krista Orzo.
Monse Baca, cum laude.
Chastity Cook.
Alicia Sepsi, cum laude.
Ashley Marie Johns.
Ashley Saleo.
Fernando Montez.
Rebecca Louise Mueller.
Jane Dalmasy.
Cayman Arnold Bond.
Kaylee Burns, summa cum laude.
Alexa Tebow, magna cum laude.
Angelica Skinner.
Jonathan Matesell, summa cum laude.
Caitlin Dixon.
Amanda Pangle.
Rachel Reeder, cum laude.
Billy Nicole Root.
Rachel Kilcrease.
Aline Cleaver.
Madison Maynard.
J. Alexander Squires.
Irina Canteras, cum laude.
Nikki Hartung, magna cum laude.
Jessica Patrick, cum laude.
Chelsea Charlene Sorensen.
Laura Lulu Falk.
Christian John Williams.
Jay Simpson.
Keegan Marley Stoll, magna cum laude.
Carrie Golston.
Kearney Marie Starr.
Danielle Kostlaw, summa cum laude.
Justin McKay, magna cum laude.
Shelby Zarm, magna cum laude.
Randy Klassen, cum laude.
Benjamin Mitchell.
Dakia Wynn.
Jerwin Joseph Manalang, cum laude.
Danielle Dozier.
Samuel Thompson Finn.
Spencer Winders.
Jasmine Bradley.
Ryan Walsh, summa cum laude.
Jonathan Herod.
Ryan Butler.
Angelo Castellano.
Debbie Lynn Taki.
Carol Yanni, cum laude.
Jared Higginbotham.
Kaylin O'Connor, magna cum laude.
Megan Davies.
Jessica Whitman.
Christina Donato.
Jennifer Bundy, magna cum laude.
Catherine Bloomrider.
Kaylee Miller.
Jennifer Halal.
Samantha Lynn Sleeman.
Jessica Abney.
Kayla Michelle Eldridge.
Lauren Tannenbaum, cum laude.
Kelly Patton.
Jessica Webb.
Michelle Baldwin, cum laude.
Amanda Vasquez.
Tara Amanda Lord.
Lucy Ambriz.
Brooke Barron, cum laude.
Ashton Fillingham.
Amy Pulliam.
Lydia Wedderburn.
Brittany Steele.
Jamar Henry.
Megan Casey, cum laude.
Nadera Helker, cum laude.
Melissa Kelly.
Tupelo Newby, cum laude. Kiera Julian.
Laquita Cox, magna cum laude.
Billy Don Evans III.
Second Lieutenant Zanetta Gibson, cum laude.
Mason Brown.
Khadijah Ashley Pert, cum laude.
Bonventure Kuloba, magna cum laude.
Amelia Weekly.
Eric Chen.
Danita Gibson, cum laude.
Amy Becker.
Carly Ola Tyler, cum laude.
Cindy McElwain.
Aisha Henry, summa cum laude.
Janessa Gant, summa cum laude.
Kezia Althos.
Diego Santiago, magna cum laude.
Brent Condon, magna cum laude.
Richard Tabor.
Paul Brown, magna cum laude.
Philip Byram.
Heather Eubanks, cum laude.
Nathan R. Smith, magna cum laude.
Olivia Rosemary White.
Cheryl Kathleen Corvo, cum laude.
Cecily Nyhoff Basson, cum laude.
Christina Inman.
Kelsey Alexandra Griffith, cum laude.
Kevin Fuel, magna cum laude.
Keaton Peak.
Olga Milena Montoya Eisenberg.
Brandy Baker, cum laude.
Alia Lane.
Christine Janine Van Wielen.
Eric Jones.
Allison Zimmerman.
Alexander Ramirez.
Joel Simmons.
Chinyere Ukazim.
Lee Hallwingo, cum laude.
Kirk Allen Gilly.
Gayla Brianne Coatney.
Pierre Hibart.
Rachel Davis, cum laude.
Kyle Keck.
LaDonna DePremont.
Trent Stobinski.
Michelle Evers Meyer.
Sophia Lash.
Rachel Rogers.
Noah Holler.
Taylor Kaketh.
Michael Silver.
Devin Grizzard.
Sarah Meyer Walsh.
Taltha Mater.
Kelly Matson.
Megan McCrae, cum laude.
Kelsey Pasco, cum laude.
Michelle Elise Kistler.
Danielle Berkowitz, summa cum laude.
Brianna Ifland, cum laude.
Dan Leenham.
Peter Taraskevich.
Michael Little.
Talia Smith, cum laude.
Hugh Chow, magna cum laude.
Casey Siemens, cum laude.
Elsam Wong, cum laude.
Brittany Anita White, cum laude.
Corey Edward Coper, cum laude.
Joseph Zeverall, summa cum laude.
Stephen Hammond.
Shannon Guilford.
Major Vincent Torley.
James Hill.
Gregory Prawn.
Aaron Williams.
Chelsea Heiser.
Rebecca McCoy, summa cum laude.
Elizabeth LaForce.
Carrie Pureber.
Emily Griffin.
Jennifer Griffin.
Nicholas Day.
Jordan Clay.
John Crippen.
Katrina Ivins.
Richard Crow.
William Matthew Peaster.
Jennifer Pyle.
Brooke Martin.
Destin Waller.
Nicole Terrell, magna cum laude.
Ruthie Christie, summa cum laude.
Robert Bolick, cum laude.
Colt Austin.
Carl Alexander Cantrell, magna cum laude.
Bradley Barnes, cum laude.
Shiloh Mariah Lister, cum laude.
Alexandra Hayes, cum laude.
Aaron Haplin.
Kathleen Hicks, cum laude.
Carla Rivera.
Zachary Ziglioli.
Christopher Colan.
Kara Brown, cum laude.
Kevin Van Landingham, cum laude.
Terry Knowles.
Tracy Goodhart, cum laude.
Winifred Smith.
Paul Wilson, magna cum laude.
Stephanie Johnson.
Danielle Carroll.
Michael Marrero, cum laude.
Andrew Rifle.
Sierra Grio.
Kimberly McLaughlin.
Samuel Tipton, cum laude.
Kaylee Mann, cum laude.
Andrew McKinley.
Amber Gallagher, magna cum laude.
Aurelian Montoro.
Elizabeth Rose Page, cum laude.
Kyle Harwell, summa cum laude. Daniel Baker. Murphy Powell, cum laude. Charles Sanders. Amanda Schaefer, cum laude. Melissa Cherry, cum laude. Kieran Summerlade. Brian Ahatz. Joshua Epstein.
Okay. Let's give all these undergraduates who now have a degree a hand. Right. Yep. It's a good day. Now, one of those rights and privileges I've been talking about of your bachelor's degree is wearing your tassel on the left. So it's a university tradition that we pause now for you to change the position of your tassel from the right side to the left. All right. All right. At this time, I would like you to join me in thanking our faculty, whose love of knowledge gives heart to the university. I want to ask the faculty now to stand and recognized. Right. They did it. Now I want to also ask our dedicated staff for their contribution in making this commencement possible. Let's thank the staff. Now please rise. Everybody in the house rise for our alma mater and remain standing until the color guard secures the flags and leads the platform party and the graduates off the floor. The words to the alma mater are on the back of the program. Thank you.